Ah, that very familiar sound. We all know and love. That's right. It's time to go back to Doki Doki Literature Club for Sayori's route. Hey everybody, Leah Sakino here. Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. We are on Sayori's route now. I am super excited to do Sayori's route. And let's get on to it. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she may draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school each other on days like this, but starting around high school she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just idle in of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again, but I caught up with you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say it like that you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Len. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you wanted to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way toward school. We draw near. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Len, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already. I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. In one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting on by the average while spending my free time on games and anime. And we already discussed about how this guy is just me. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I die at the thought... and I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. Sorry. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. All right. Yeah. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Hey! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her so much about me makes me want to ease her mind a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything that goes inside her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at a wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You didn't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There is no way I am going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure that she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club, since she was the first one to show interest. After the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is that much of an airhead, or if she is so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school, upstairs. A section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club.
Hey, Knox.
I am so sorry you guys had to hear that.
Huh?
Let me close my door.
Not nice.
Who knew Yuri was already this troublesome? Yuri, calm down. I know we had trouble in the other episodes, but please, keep it to a minimal. Let's start that again, shall we? Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Len. What a surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The one with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back to the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet the both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monika, right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Len. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika.
Come sit down, Len. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit down next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited.
Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a small table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn in with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know.
Just hurry up and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow.
It's delicious.
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. Same, Sayori. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
Made them for you or anything.
Yeah, I thought you technically did. Sayori said...
Well, maybe, but not for you. You know, you dummy.
All right. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that, you know.
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow and then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? Well, you see... Something tells me I shouldn't Tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could have been a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Monica is a really great leader.
Yuri nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You can put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah.
We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature.
So, Len, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well, I think I got One Piece right here. Not One Piece manga. Considering of how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. I've got another one. Oh, I forgot I've had this one. Manga. I forgot I had Clay War. I mutter quietly to myself, half jokingly, not really, because I like manga. I need more manga. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. But it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Ah, I read a horror book once. It was called Dracula.
I desperately grasp something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you can say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Looks like you were working on a poem called Don't say it out loud! And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything about you is just as cute as you are. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Yuri feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little bit more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Lynn? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought. Len. You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when they're all like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really had just come for the cupcakes, I'd be super pissed. That makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. With that, I think we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem and bring it to next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Len, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress this class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue the chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey Len, since we're here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of the girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will come to me. Hopefully, maybe not. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. And I am going to look for something. Okay, I'm gonna search up something. I am trying to get Sayori for this, so I am going to try to look up for Sayori. Okay. Forgive. This is gonna go slow because I'm trying to get Sayori and I. Wait, amazing? Yeah, amazing. Holiday. Charm. Hmm. Okay. Daydream was on there. Tragedy was on there, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Okay. Um. Broken was on there, yes. Peaceful wasn't on there. Grief. Yes, it was. Um. Hopeless was, yes. Calm was, yes. This was. So, misery. Yes. And sadness. Yes, it was. Okay, and one more. Okay. Sunset. Yes. I'm going to do this. I put this for in my games, so I have this. Hi again, Len. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back in the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Len. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to come here just to hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Mama. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Sleepily defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Len always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work even without me asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. I might be very, very jealous. How come? You and Len can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. I'm gonna go slow but skip this. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down in the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself when with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I closed my eyes and ended up listening in on Sayori and his conversation with Monica.
We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though.
Well, we can't give up. The festival's our only chance to show. I am so sorry. The festival is our only chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of literature sounds too dense and intellectual. We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds.
That doesn't solve the problem, though.
What do you mean?
Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, no one will come in the first place, even if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, how can we do the things? We can do the thing to speak their creative minds?
What's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick?
Well, what kind?
I guess we could.
Cupcakes!
Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that.
You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly.
That wasn't why you suggested it?
Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy.
Cupcakes it is then.
I'm hungry.
Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the events itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her unusual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. What? Sayori, that's a little too close, honey. I love you and everything, but that's a little too close. I opened my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fell out of my chair. I nearly did too.
Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. This is your fault for sleeping. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club.
Does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know? You'll need to get used to it.
Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard.
It's true, though.
Yeah. I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori.
It's what I know. It's what I do best.
That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you?
Not every day.
That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time?
It's a secret.
I knew it.
Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt.
I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you.
Eh?
Sayori glances around at herself. How is it written all over me?
You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look at your hair. It's sticking out all around here.
Eh.
I rub my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this.
My hair is just hard to get right.
I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. There's a toothpaste stain on your collar here. I wipe off the stain with my finger.
But nobody would ever notice that.
Of course they would. Nobody is going to tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I don't really care about that.
Hey, you meanie.
And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet?
Eh? That's super mean.
But you'll thank me later. I start to button up the blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind.
This is so funny.
What is? What is?
Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things.
Yeah? Just don't say that. It'll make me feel weird about it, stupid.
It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you?
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, be careful. The button might come off.
Why is it so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly?
Uh-huh. It did when I bought it.
If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about?
It means my boobs got bigger again.
Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so... Why does it feel so strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that?
But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all.
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more.
Phew. That's so much better.
Sayori puts her arms around and twirls around.
So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right?
What kind of logic is that? Why are you saying that it's a good thing?
Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned.
Stop saying all these embarrassing things.
Eh? I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier.
Only if you focus on going to bed earlier.
Fine. It's a deal.
I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning.
You're doing it again, Sayori.
But I was joking that time.
Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly called out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now?
Yay! Len, I can't wait to read yours.
Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. Yeah, I did my poem.
I can't wait.
I think I'm going to go with the bottom of the list today. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in my effort.
Hi, Len. Having a good time so far?
Yeah. Going with the flow.
Okay, here's my poem, Monica. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would write.
Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sort of things in common.
Ah, well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
Well, that may be the case, but there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you. It sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well being. Even if it shows in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem.
You sure you're not reading too much into it too much?
I could be. Oh gosh, I'm sounding like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too?
Yeah, that's totally unexpected.
Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment with a little bit either.
I'm sure I'll end up trying a lot of different things too.
It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing it. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. It's the best way to find what kind of style suits you. Anyway, blah blah. Yeah, let's read your poem. Come on, give me a poem. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Epiphany. Monica, when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try hard to make something perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think of this, if you keep your pen on the same point for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. All right, Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes. Enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
It's fine, don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading it through. Ba-da-da-da. Stammering's completely gone. Gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased. Never mind, I shouldn't be talking to people like that. Sorry, it's fine. I'll just share my thought process behind it. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing, it must be this one. The last remaining straight light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickens. I flicken back. You don't have terrible handwriting. The handwriting's pretty. It's very nice and descriptive. Sorry if I'm going too fast. I did this in Yuri's and Natsuki's route, so I will post both of their routes in the description box below. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not as cute enough for your tastes? Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I'll need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. Everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. Definitely, I liked that poem. Like, honestly, the poem that Natsuki wrote, that one especially is amazing. I liked that one. Next is Sayori.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Len.
Yeah.
I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer.
Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what it's like either.
Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it?
Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Len poem. And it makes it feel extra special. Like, I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest.
You're so weird, Sayori.
I'm really happy you that you wrote one. It just reminds me how you're really a part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Ugh, TikTok. I will put my phone up. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Len. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. It's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. Not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right?
Don't worry.
Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I laugh every time.
Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No. Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah, especially the last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late for school?
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica is the best.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. I guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. It was a little more stressful than I anticipated. And here we go to my favorite part. Not really. Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. Yuri and Natsuki. My eyes lay on Yuri and Natsuki. They're sharing their poems. As they read in tandem, I watch their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. Here's the part where I'm gonna have to totally get some water. I guess you can say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant language, I guess. I was just trying to say something nice. You mean you had to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who really liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Len did too. So based on that, I will gladly give some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my own writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Len liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Len appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Is everyone okay?
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Len started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you.
I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both girls turns towards me as they just notice I was standing there.
Len, she's just trying to make me look bad. It's not true. She started it. If she could just get over herself and learn that to appreciate that simple writing is more effective. Then this wouldn't happen in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should just jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Len. Wait, there's a reason we have many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them would not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Len?
Well, how did I get dragged into the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I grieve, they'll probably think more highly of me. Help me, Sayori. Natsuki? Natsuki? Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. Yuri! Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori!
Eh?
Yeah, everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this?
Len?
Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her.
I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict.
Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being.
She would never. It's your immaturity that made her upset in the first place.
Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is why exactly why... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people. I love them because they're differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing. They're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because, well, also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they were. Big and beautiful.
Sayori. Sayori sounds triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression.
I'll make some tea.
Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, this is why Sayori's vice president? I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You can say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's really suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little bit more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How'd you all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Len, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was neat. A neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you've learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, did I learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes?
Len, are you ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that thing kind of happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise, they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, Len, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone likes you too.
That's...
Every day is going to be so fun.
Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this.
And I'm gonna save right here. And we're gonna go back to main menu. Gonna make sure this saved. Yep, it did. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for coming and watching the first episode of Sayori's Route of Doki Doki Literature Club. If you guys liked it, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already. And if you want to continue watching more, please hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button and you can turn on notifications and you can personalize those to your preferences. As always, links to my social media is down in the description box below. Please follow me on Facebook. I will be starting to stream down there, so the link to the official Leo Sakino group page is there. Or not group page, is down there, so go ahead and give me a like on Facebook. Thank you guys so very much for your likes, comments, views, and subscriptions. They help out the channel. It's amazing to see how much this channel has grown. Without you guys, this channel will not be here. Sending my heart out to each and every single one of you, as well as my love. As always, please stay safe out there. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.